go, Tank. She's like dying. Wait a minute.
Mom's right out here.
I know.
Look at me, Chris. Look at me, Chris. Look at me.
Is it right here to the left?
I was gonna say you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, hi, Lisa. Hi, baby. You are so much. Hi.
What are you doing?
Hi. Hi.
Is that your mama?
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. I miss you so much. Hi. You ready? Yes, I am. You ready? I should let you go. Oh, I know. I think you should see her. Oh my gosh, I'm so. Can't breathe, huh? I'm gonna stay right here. Just stay right here. Oh my goodness, my bad.
So tell me the story. How did Tank end up there?
Tank ended up there because.
I'm Dr. Willie, by the way. Michael, we spoke this morning.
Yes, we did. Tank ended up there because he's from actually he was originally my parents' dog, and he ended up killing the neighbor's sheep. And I knew Leah because she's got 6 other dogs right here. And she was going to do behavior evaluation on him, signed by her attorney, to give in case the neighbors wanted support. And so we were like, that sounds like a great idea. So that's how we ended up was to get that, try and get that information, so we can use that in case the neighbors like, hey, your dog's dangerous, whatever. So good. Well,
That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it wrong. That makes her a good comment.
Sure. Boy, you go home. You ready, Champlin? Let's go home, baby. It's like, let me out of here. Come here, Glenn. Come here, Glenn. Take off your tan.
Me too. Unfortunately, we can free days.
That's all right. He's delightfully stinky. Still sweet. He has those.
I'm not the authority to tell you.
I'm glad we were able to find it.
Thank you so much.
You gotta let us know. You have my cell phone.
Of course.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll be back.
We had meds this morning, but we didn't want to say anything.
I'm going to do that. Monday morning we'll be going.
But we did have this, we did have...
That's not our vehicle. Michelle, you like my car? Yes. Hi, Cooper.
Tell him twice.
Alright. Yes. AC, I'm happy. Hi, Frankie. Champion. Oh my goodness, I miss you.
Hang on a second. What's your name?
Gabriella.
Spell your first name.
Gabriella.
And your last name?
Carisi, Keresi.
Where are you from?
I'm from San Antonio.
Tell me about the whole ordeal of this today.
The whole ordeal has been awful. I entrusted 7 dogs here, or 7 dogs to Spindle Top, and so Tank is one of my babies who was there for a behavioral evaluation. He was never placed up for adoption, but he was there for an evaluation, and I'm just happy to have him back.
What she wanted as far as evaluation? What was she wanting, or what was she saying she was going to do?
She was saying that she was going to do a behavior evaluation on him and then get her findings signed off by her attorney, just basically a document in case, he was, because he did actually end up hurting another animal, and so what we were trying to do was get documentation that he wasn't a dangerous animal in case we ever did have to go to court. So that was the main reason why he was there. So that was what she was claiming, is she would give us documentation signed off by her attorney so we could actually use it in court.
When was the first time you took her over there?
Took him over there?
Yeah.
It was in May, late May.
Late May. And have you heard from her since then?
No, I have not.
Have you tried calling or anything like that?
Since this whole ordeal has happened, no.
Okay. What about cost-wise? What did she try to charge you on all this?
She charged us $475 for just the evaluation, and then $750 on top of that for the boarding fees.
So kind of glad to see you back, too.
He is glad to see. He looks really happy right now. He is a little bit thin, and obviously does have medical issues, but and he, but I think he's happy to be back and ready to go home.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, so pretty.
He's looking a lot better than he was last week.
Oh, yeah, he looks so so much better. All the scrap in there that will show that he slowly will get better.
Or did you for kisses?
Does anybody? Oh, never mind. I've got it. This is safe, but I don't know that it'll make the best photo. Oh, I'm using my utility. There we go. Okay. Just want to get that off. It's awful tight. Boy, you put on some weight. Just trying to get him so this collar isn't so tight on your little raw skin.
Couch tonight. Where he used to sleep in those pictures. Still got it.
He wants in.
Come back and jump. Come here. Come here. You want me to help you get up? We just need to run jump. That. That's right.
Gonna make out with your friend.
Good boy. She's gonna be able to reach over. So shut the door. Strap him way down.
Yeah.
That was too quick, sound right?
Look at you with your
Oh, that's her. Oh my God. I'm shaking. I can't believe this. Hi, sweetie. She used to do this little, she smiles when she's nervous, and she does this beautiful smile. It's so cute. Oh,
okay.
Hey, what is your name?
Marie Garza.
Marie, spell your last name?
Garza.
Marie, tell me a little bit about today.
Well, we're overwhelmed. We're so happy that we got the 3 dogs that we sent into boarding just not even a month ago, safe, and we got them back, and we're thrilled. We have plans for all 3 dogs. Everyone has a place to go, and they'll all be sleeping inside on the couch tonight. So we're absolutely thrilled that it turned out as well as it did and that we were able to get them back so quickly.
Tell me what happened as far as taking them out there, and once you got out there, how she presented herself compared to what you actually thought it was.
Well, Dawn Burton, the foster for the dogs, actually drove them out. Us ladies raised the money for boarding. We were hoping the dogs would be, worked with, trained, and boarded while Dawn, their foster, was having some knee surgery, and that's how they ended up there. We just was hoping when they got out there that they would find a home and be placed for adoption. And when Dawn drove out there, she toured the place, and she said it was clean and that Leah was very professional about everything, and it passed her home inspection or her site inspection, and us girls, went from there. So we didn't actually drive out there. Dawn did. A representative drove them out there for us and toured the place, and we honestly, our intentions were only the best for the dogs. So we thought that's mainly what we were, up against, was just getting them adopted, and we didn't realize, that they were in the program for 3 months. And David and Dolly, who's really Muneka, got there May the 8th, and Sandman just got there June the 14th.
What about Sandman's neck? I mean, last week it was really bad.
Yeah.
It's good now. How was it when you left? Anything like that at all?
When Sandman came to Spindletop, he was in the mist. Dawn had been treating him, and he was born with Demodex. When Dawn, he was abandoned at Dawn's house. She let a person live there, and the person left and never came back from Sandman. And Dawn treated him for a skin condition, and he was slowly getting better. But when he arrived at Spindletop, he still had the Demodex going on. So
When did you first hear that the Spindle Top had been raided?
that day, I'm online, I network, and I raise funds for animals, and so I recently was in the dog examiner for helping an animal that had plastic ties around his testicles. So I'm constantly in the groove with the news, and I heard about it right away. As soon as I heard about it, I did what they asked to do immediately. I sent and to Tim Holyfield's office and to AFF, and we're elated that we were called this soon to get our dogs. And it's a valuable lesson learned, and all we can do is weather the storm.
All right.
So,
Thanks.
thank you.
I'd say that's a positive idea.
Oh my God.
Chris, what do you consider this a positive idea?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, for us, I mean, it makes all of this so rewarding to be able to see people get reunited with their animals. I mean, that's what we've all been working 24 hours a day to do, is to get these guys the best care they can and to see happy endings like this, where these animals are getting reconnected with folks who are going to take them back and give them what they deserve.
How's it going so far?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, we've already reunited, I think, more than 50 animals with individuals who have come forward. We've got identifications on many more, and so we're just scheduling people in day by day and seeing more endings like this.
Andy, are you happy, girl?
And Baumgartner.
Spell your last name?
Baumgartner.
And how did you first hear about the dogs being up here?
Well, rumors had been going around for a while, so we started tracking what was going on, and then all it took was one of our group members to say, "Did you hear the story?" And actually, I became fully aware of it with media coverage, where it was like, "Oh, it's for real, all the rumors are confirmed," and then we started just tracking it and trying to locate our dog.
What's your dog's name?
This is Candy.
How long has Candy been down there?
Since July of last year, actually, so 1 year.
What kind of circumstances
Exactly.
going down there? I mean, why was she first taken down there? Was it?
So we were told that, well, what we understood from other rescues, they came recommended because they train the dogs, they work with the dogs, and she is female dog aggressive, so we were having a hard time placing her. She had been in our group for a while, and we're just a Met rescue. I'm part of Helotes Humane Society, and we rescue everything. So taking in a pit bull that was female dog aggressive, we realized was going to be really hard to place, and we're not specifically trained to take care of these kinds of dogs. We talked to a couple trainers, and they said, yeah, you're going to have to work with this dog in this very specific way. And so when we heard about Spindle Top, we thought, oh, okay, awesome. We'll just put the dog there, get her trained up, and then Leah will find an appropriate adopter for this kind of a dog. And we thought this was the best bet for her. So anyway, obviously that failed.
What kind of communications over the past year? Anything at all with her?
We had contacted her more than a couple times. About, I would say, 4 months ago or so, I contacted her, spoke to her over the phone, asked how Candy was doing. She said, oh, she's great, everything's great. And I was like, okay, awesome. And then a month later, we tried to contact her again because another group member, I think the rumors had started up, and so another group member questioned us again. So I called Leah again. I was like, hey, just wanted to touch base, and she didn't call me back. And so then some of our other group members started contacting her and sending emails, and she stopped replying to everything. So we basically lost all contact at that point, and that's when we got really worried.
Now you're on like a Lotus group there?
Yes, okay. Part of Helotes,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay, do you have your photo ID with you? Thank you.
These are, I've put a number on each of them so you can see the 7.
Do you have any matches that can pull them?
Okay, tell me where we're at a week later.
We're a week into a seizure, and the primary focus for the first several days was the care of the animals, getting these animals veterinarian care, getting the evaluation, examination, getting medications to the animals. That was primary. The second phase was to immediately identify those through microchips and rehome these animals, get them reunited with the families that may have brought them to the facility. Now we're to the next phase, and the next phase is where we start asking families to come in and help us identify through pictures. While a picture is worth 1,000 words, microchips would go a long way in identifying animals, but we want people to have closure themselves. Give them the opportunity to look through the pictures, and then if they see an animal remotely resembles their animal, get it reunited with them, let them take a look at this animal, make a positive ID, and go from there. So we're very excited that we're to the next phase. But as we talk about these 300 animals and the number of animals that are in this facility that we're making a priority to try to save every one, I would be remiss if I didn't take a few moments to talk about the hundreds of animals in shelters that are brought in every day across this county and across this region. These animals don't always make the 6 o'clock news. They don't always make the front page of the paper. And they too are dependent upon caring, compassionate people to give them a chance at life. We need everybody to do their part, help us control our pet population, have their animals altered, make sure their animals are identifiable through microchips or other means so that if a situation like this occurs, we can get them reunited.
What about last night? I know some issues. Emails went out about times that people could come in. They were just kind of restricted to just Thursday and Friday. Kind of elaborate on that a little bit.
Absolutely. There was an email posted on the Facebook page. It's been used to communicate with a lot of the former owners or former caretakers of these animals. And while the mission and goal of that message was to alert and make available space on Thursday and Friday for people in the immediate vicinity, it wasn't as clear as we would like. And that is that people who live distances away, as we have animals from California and New Jersey that were brought to this facility, to extend that period of time. So anybody who needs to come and take a walk through while their animal may or may not have a microchip or they need closure themselves, can certainly make contact us by email. We'll schedule time for them to come. It doesn't have to end on Friday. As we have over 200 animals still at the facility, we're going to start the process of trying to rehome them, to coordinate through rescue groups to get placement for them, and we need placement partners as well.
How many dogs are we down to now? Started out with 300 or 298, 11 went back. Where we stand now?
We're just over 200 today. We got 221 out yesterday. We've already had 10 be reunited today. It was still early in the afternoon, so we hope we can get another 10 out, if not 20 out this afternoon. And if we continue the pace of 20 animals a day, that's great. And then by Monday, we need to start the process of looking for placement partners for these animals.
Now, as far as placement partners, how would you qualify someone? How would someone adopt one? What would they need to do?
Certainly. We will only work with recognized and good standing rescue organizations who have an established 501c3 nonprofit status that's in good standing. We want to coordinate with existing rescue organizations that are in place. We have placement partners across the nation, but certainly the quicker we can get these animals out of an emergency facility into a permanent facility while they look for a forever home, the better off we are and the better off they are.
Kind of time consuming on your part. I mean, you have very little sleep. Your office very little sleep, and these guys out here.
Listen, we could not do this without the tremendous support of the Humane Society of the United States, the Red Rover organization, the Montgomery County Animal Shelter, volunteers from around there. Tremendous people have come out. The county has been supportive. Sheriff Gage was able to provide us resources with trustees who came out. Everybody is doing everything that they can. PetSmart Charities sent us tremendous amounts of food that help care for these animals. So without these partners, without these local volunteers, without these organizations joining and standing shoulder to shoulder with us, we would not have a success rate that we have enjoyed thus far in reuniting these animals, and we appreciate them.
You've seen almost 300 dogs. One of these had to stand out in one way or another. Which one was it and why?
Gosh, there's so many memories here. I remarked on visiting with one of our veterinarians who found an animal with such a tremendous tumor And speaking with his wife reported back, if no one claims it, can we take this animal? Can we try to save its life? That animal went home with a veterinarian who gave of his time to come from San Antonio here just to help these poor animals. He took one back to try to save its life. I think everyone has a special animal here, and while our focus is every animal, we also need to make sure that we get them reunited with their families first. And at the end of the day, I'm sure there will be a lot of tears shed as animals go home, but a lot of happiness knowing that we've made some dreams come true and people finding their lost animal.
Now you've got some people, and understand that have, wanting to find their animals, or coming out and find their animals, but then they can't accept it. They can't keep their animals. What about those?
It's a little bit disappointing. Several people have come here wanting to identify their animal, and then once the animal was identified, they wanted to make sure it was okay, but then they remarked that they couldn't care for it. They couldn't take it. Some of these animals were placed there because of behavioral issues. Perhaps they needed more training. They needed some boarding time. They needed to get acclimated to human touch and interaction. And while we understand that, the value of the time and the limited resources and time is critical, that people come are looking for an animal that they will be able to take back home with them, not just to come to see. We don't have time for tours and sightseeing. We need to use that space in giving people a chance to reclaim their animals and get their animals back to them.
Now, what about this weekend? I know you've got the time scheduled. People have set up appointments for today and tomorrow.
Right, and also they're scheduling through Sunday. And so we'll continue. And as we start in trying to find placement partners on Monday of next week, if someone comes and they look through and the animal's here's great, we'd certainly want to give them and get them back an animal. So, but they need to bring some sort of reasonable proof of ownership. There needs to be some sort of records, veterinary records. Many of them have produced receipts where they paid the facility $700 or $800 to place their animal in a board-to-rescue scenario. While that's great, and those help us in being able to identify the animal, pictures go a long way. And I'm seeing person after person come in with tears in their eyes, pictures in hand, and then to be reunited with their animal that they place there is very heartwarming.
What about now the other thing on the with the dog? You've got the 200 here. You're going to try. People out of town, you're getting a lot of emails. California, New Jersey, do they need to come down, or how? If they want their dog back, what kind of procedure are you going to follow there?
If someone is from out of state and they don't have the means to come down today, tomorrow, this weekend, we certainly understand that. What we would ask is that they start working with a transport provider. We will try to assist them in getting the animal transported back. Many times our airlines have been very supportive when we found animals at our local shelter that had been stolen from Colorado or California. They were quick to provide transporting crates and transport the animal via air. Continental Airlines has been a great partner in this. So there are great resources out there, and I believe Northwest Airlines would certainly step up if given an opportunity and assist somebody in getting their animal back that we may have here at this facility. With me.
Okay, sir, first of all, what is your name?
Yeah, hello, my name is Shamim, and we came here to pick up Jean. Jean's was a stray for several months. We had seen her. She had a very sad look on her face, and we always wanted to find a way to adopt her. And one day we heard that Harris County Animal Control picked her up, and we had to get her out that same week. So we managed to do that, and we brought her to Spindle because we had to get her through a rescue. And then this news broke out, and we were very disappointed with Spindle. But I'm glad the work that these folks over here had done, Animal Farm, Houston Humane Society, and there are a few others. I've got their names, and they're going to be on our donation list, and they should be on yours too. But it's a happy ending so far. We were going to get Jean today.
Now, Jean was kind of timid, really timid, kind of scared of everyone. Stories like that? Tell me a little
yeah,
when you first met her.
When we first saw her, we were walking our dog, and we saw her at a distance, and she looked like somebody that wanted to eat something. So we went home, and I got some food in my car, and we couldn't find her anymore. So several weeks later, we found her again, and she was always in front of one of these neighbors' front yard. She was always there. They had a dog, and they would always be together. There was a golden retriever, and there was another, some sort of poodle. They would always, three of them together. But I would go every night, and she would be there in the sidewalk. I'd put her food over there. She wouldn't come if I did, but as soon as I stepped back, she would come and eat. And we did that every night almost. And then one night we didn't go. We heard a barking outside our house. Our house was a little bit, not too far, but she knew where it was. Opened the door, there she was. I said, Margina, go get some food. And Margina usually cooks food for our two dogs. She doesn't cook for me. She cooks for them. But so I took a bowl of her cooked food and gave it on our sidewalk, and she looked at me, and then I stepped back. She went, ate that. It's really, really very touching.
When were you able to finally make contact with her? Are you really
I always kept, in touch with that fellow, and I had got everything I need to know where Harris County shelter was. If they picked her up, I needed to know, and we would go into action, get her, because we couldn't catch her. Now,
what Spindle tell you? You had to pay cash on it, didn't you? When you took it?
Yeah, she said, I got an email that'd be $900, and they'll take care of her for 3 months. And if we didn't want to pick her up, then she'll be in Spindle. We had no such notion. As soon as we dropped her off on June 15th, we wanted to know when can we come back and see her. Well, she said, not this week, but 2 weeks later we called and said, we want to come and see her. And she was kind of grumbling, but she said, come in the afternoon. So we went. So we're June 15th, and then again on June 30th, we went there and we saw her, but she was very timid. and she had this very sad look on her face. And I said, you know, but you know, whatever I do in my whole life, if I can save this dog, that'd be just, you know, I think the best thing I'd ever done.
What do you think after seeing her today? I mean, it was kind of touching, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, you know, everybody does have to do something, you know. I always remind my angel over here, hey, did you write that down? Because, you know, it doesn't matter how many times we go and pray, it's just what you do. You know, that's what God wants.
And your name one more time?
Shamim.
Spell your first name.
S-H-A-M-I-M.
And your last name?
Huck, spelled H-U-Q, but pronounced like H-U-C-K. We're both...
Where did I put it? It's been all day today up here. Flip that to you if you want for just a second.
I don't look great, but...
You look great when you get the dog.
No, it's about her, not about...
Okay, what's your name?
It's Kim Cole.
Kim, what do you... I mean, you got your dog back today. What?
You're going to make me cry. That's what's going to happen. Yes, I'm so happy she came home. She's been gone for a year, and we think about her all the time, and I was just very happy to have her back.
When did you first find out about it? She got picked up? It's been out there.
Well, you know, we found out we could pick her up yesterday, but I've been hearing rumors that she was here for many days. We've been on the internet and on the Facebook page, so we had our suspicions that she was actually here. We just waited every day to hear for sure, to get the confirmation and to get the notification to come.
Did you know she was at Spindle Top, or had you found out?
Oh, we took her to Spindle Top, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, what kind of conditions when you, I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of people. Everything looked great, 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 and then it's totally different.
Yeah.
Everything did look great, and we had the highest recommendations. I did my research. I talked to...
She was a stray. We found her on the side of the road. We have 6 other dogs, so we just couldn't take another dog at the time. And so, you know, Kim, like she said, just did all kinds of research and talked to everybody she could, and everybody said this is the place. So.
Everybody said she was the best, that she had worked on as an expert witness on the Michael Vick case, that she had gone to Katrina and saved dogs there. So we thought we were doing the very best thing we could for this little dog. And it turned out to be not so good.
After you dropped her off, were you able to see her after that, or were you able to go out there or not?
She promised us that we could. We live in Dallas, and that's a 3-hour drive, so we didn't make it often, but I emailed her frequently, and she rarely replied back.
She charged you at the time, too?
$750, and I made 2 additional donations of total of $500 to her after the fires and after the floods.
All right. Thanks. How do you spell your last name?
C-O-L-E.
Okay.
You're okay.
Sweetheart. You're all right, sweetheart.
Can you come on this side?